Hello everybody and welcome to another StarCraft 2 cast. I am Cy StarCraft, your friendly neighborhood cider man. Apple cider, salt and pepper. That didn't work at all. Cy and pepper. Salt and pepper, no. We have game number 3 between EGIdrA and EGDeMusliM. I am going to be spoiling game number 1 and 2, so if you haven't seen those, pause this video, go back and watch them. They are quite fun, especially game number 2. That was pretty hilarious. Gotta watch game number 2. But we have EGDeMusliM in the bottom right as the light blue Terran and EGIdrA in the bottom left as the green Zerg. Both of these players represent Team Evil Geniuses, and I bet these guys are good friends, man. I bet after each game, IdrA goes over to DeMusliM and pats him on the back and is like, you know what, man, you played so well. I give you credit for that. No, but IdrA does actually GG. He GG'd the last 2 games, actually, one of them which he won and one of them which he lost. So I gotta hand it to IdrA, man. Maybe oh, my alarm's going off. You want to listen? I gotta give it to IdrA though, or maybe DeMusliM. I don't know. Oh, look, we're gonna see a gas first here. IdrA has been GGing, so maybe this will be a trend that will carry over into matches against normal players, against non-teammate players. And if anyone can do it, it's DeMusliM, because he is a super nice guy. If you've ever watched him stream, if you've ever watched any interviews of him, he is a lot of fun to watch. Even as a Terran are usually kind of boring to watch compared to Zerg, in my opinion, because I am a Zerg player, obviously. But as someone on starcraft.reddit.com said once, watching DeMusliM stream is like getting free lessons from a pro Terran, so that's a pretty cool way to put it. And anyway, we did see a gas first from DeMusliM, so we're going to see Reactor Hellions most likely. And Reactor Hellions can be really cool on this map because the choke here is so big, the choke here is so big, and you can kind of just like completely ignore the space and just kind of scoot on into the main if you need to. IdrA, meanwhile, it did go hatchery first, and here comes the SCV from DeMusliM, and IdrA's going to be seeing the barracks. His overlords are always so well positioned, man. He always knows where to send them. He's going to be seeing that supply depot in just a second here, and this drone is going to double back and try to scout around this area. Wait for it. Now turn around, little guy. Turn around. There he goes. That smart little sucker. That mother trucker sucker. And there goes the reactor and a factory for DeMusliM. So yes, indeed, we are going to see Hellion, Reactor Hellions. Here comes the gas bridge. A very late gas, so he is going to have so many workers, man. The problem is he's not going to have speedlings for a long time. And, you know, once he scouts these Hellions, which he will in just a moment here, he's going to know a couple things. I'm surprised he actually pulled that Overlord back. He should have been moving it over a little bit to scout. He's going to have to do a couple things. Because speed isn't going to come up, lots of lings isn't going to be an option. He's going to have to get a couple spines or a fast roach warren. And there's one spine. I really want to see him get a second spine. Did he scout that reactor? Yes, he did. He did scout the factory reactor, so I want to see another spine. Otherwise, he's going to be in big doo-doo. Because, like I said, these Hellions can just run along the bottom and maybe not even take a single shot from that spine. But we'll just have to wait and see. 2 queens out for IdrA. Harvesters looking at 22 to 18. And at this point in the game, Zerg usually tend to become even with the Terran players. But because he droned up so heavily, he got that gas so late, he had a lot of minerals in. He was able to get more drones than normal. 2 lings on the way. It looks like he is going to uproot that spine. That's a little bit better position, but still, there's a lot of open space down here for those Hellions to run by. And whether or not DeMusliM finds it is going to be a big deal. And he's actually hiding an expansion in the top of the map. This guy's crazy, man. This guy is so freaking crazy. He loves his 3-base play, and you know, if IdrA's going to just send all his units into DeMusliM and let 3-base work, you know, all power to him, man. Let him try that. And are these Hellions? Oh, looks like the Hellions are going to go around back. I don't know if IdrA was able to spot that, and now he's doubling back once again. Now, is DeMusliM even getting any more Hellions? No, he's not. I think this Queen Barricade came really late. I think those Hellions would have been quite effective, but he's going to choose to play the macro game, going on 3-base instead of going for any severe Hellion pressure. And IdrA, man, he's playing it cool. He only got 6 lings. Now he's down to 4. Now he's back up to 8. 6 lings, or 8 lings, 1 spine, and a lot of drones. So although IdrA is on 2-base to 3-base, you got to remember, it's going to take a long time for DeMusliM's 3 bases to really kick in. So IdrA's not in too bad a shape as long as he A, expands very fast, takes a 3rd base, or B, finds this and just, you know, just basically forces a lift off. So we'll see if IdrA does either of those, and if he doesn't for, you know, in the next 5 minutes, then EGDeMuslim's going to be, he's going to have a really big lead, and you're going to see that in his unit count and stuff like that. Now, you know, what I just mentioned, the two things that IdrA has to do, EGDeMuslim realizes that, and he is containing IdrA. He's not letting IdrA get a third base. IdrA's going to have to get a Spire. He's going to have to get Roaches. He's going to have to get something to deal with these Hellions. Otherwise, he won't be able to bust out, break down these rocks, and expand. So all IdrA can really do right now is drone up a whole shit ton, tech to Aspire, and then clean out these Hellions and try to take a third base. But by then, I think EGDeMuslim will be ahead macro-wise. But you can see right now, man, 46 to 29. You gotta remember, though, EGDeMuslim's on 3 mules. So that's a pretty big deal. If we look at the income, he's barely behind on income because of all those mules, even though he's down by about 20 harvesters. These Hellions just doing a cute little dance, so that's called the lag dance. I don't know what that was all about. It's so cute, man. I just wish I could snuggle inside of all these guys, but they'd probably run me over, so I don't know if that's a good idea. Spire's about to go up. It is on the way. IdrA's going to be stockpiling his gas. I imagine he has 4 gas already. He's only got 2 harvesters on that geyser, so that's actually a pretty big mistake. That really adds up. Oh, IdrA. Oh, IdrA, you poor, poor bastard. Oh, get a geyser, and toasting a Ling, and IdrA actually managing to expand his creep tumor. Meanwhile, EGDeMuslim just kind of SCVing up. Looks like he's going to be switching it up into, wow, that's a lot of rally marines, into tank heli or tank marine. Got a couple tanks on the way. Got a siege mode on the way. And these Zerglings really want to break these rocks, but as I mentioned before, these Hellions aren't going to let IdrA do any kind of expanding, any kind of ball breaking. Or rock breaking until he does get that Spire, and the Spire is almost complete. And look at this gas count, man. His gas count's so low. He's only got 2 harvesters on that gas, man. He could have like 100 more gas at least if he had 3 drones on that. Let's check out the counts actually. 227, yeah, about 100, assuming they were completed at the same time. So that really sucks, man. You just got to be wondering, like, why is my gas so low? Why are my minerals so high? Of course, part of the reason is because he droned up so hard so early, but still, there's still a bigger discrepancy than usual. And here come the Hellions again, man, just catching those Zerglings off guard. I gotta say, EGDeMuslim's playing this game brilliantly. He's caught up in harvesters. He's ahead in income because of mules. IdrA was able to cancel that creep tumor, so good heads-up play by IdrA. Some Lings have got out, but they're not going to do anything against this wall and this force right here. And I don't know if IdrA's going to have what he needs to take down a follow-up marine tank push. Now, EGDeMuslim doesn't have any protection, any turrets at his natural, and he has absolutely nothing up here, but of course IdrA hasn't scouted that, so this is going to be really interesting. No, IdrA, you bastard! Oh my god, losing every single Ling. I don't know what the hell he was thinking there, but that was not the brightest thing I've ever seen him do. And he is the heart, or he is the light in my life, so you'd think IdrA would be a lot brighter than that. That was a bit of a stretch. I know. That's a lot of Marines, man. Are they upgraded? No, they're not upgraded. +1 on the way. Now, one thing IdrA does have going for him right now is he does have Baneling speed, so that's going to be great. Is he going to be morphing in Banelings? Yes, he's got 2 on the way, but he's so many minerals. Where's your macro hatch? There's the macro hatch taking his 30. He probably wants to take a 4th as soon as possible, but those rocks are still in the way. And drones, they see the rally, and EGDeMuslim is going to know there's another base up there. If this attack fails, he's going to have that info at least. And he's actually losing a couple of Marines, but he was able to snipe a couple producing Banelings. Only 4 Banelings, but the longer EGDeMuslim waits, the more units IdrA's going to have. Nice tank spread here, and there is still creep for IdrA, so is he going to choose to move out before the creep subsides? I don't know. Yeah, nice stim there, forcing that stim. Now, another thing IdrA has going for him is there isn't a single medevac, so every time EGDeMuslim stims, it's going to be bad for him. Good rule of thumb as a Zerg player, if you are being attacked like this, oh, keep your units in between the reinforcements. In come the Zerglings, in come the Mutas, catches 2 tanks. One of them was unsieged, and now it's just going to have to back off. Yeah, he was able to pick off 2 tanks at the cost of just Zerglings, it looked like. And now there's just a handful of Marines, and in come the Mutas and Lings to clean it up. So very well played by IdrA, able to force and contain before it really hits that dangerous point. And notice how he engaged while there was still creep, so Well, I do think IdrA's behind. He's behind on harvesters. He's behind on infrastructure. I mean, just look at all these look at all these buildings, man. 4 reactor barracks. He is fighting his way back into this game. He's still in it. 3 more mutas on the way, and he's able to take down a reactor as well. But Terran favor minerals much, much more than gas, and this base still happily mining away. That is just huge. I mean, if you're a Zerg, yes, you should send a Zergling to every base, just kind of patrolling between the bases, but you don't really expect there to actually be something there. It's just a good fundamental thing to do, but man, if I were IdrA, I would not be expecting that base, that's for sure. He's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. Little does he know that that base actually exists, and because that base exists, you're seeing a lot of production buildings from EGDeMusliM, and that's really what you got to do to take advantage of an extra base like that. Forces the cancellation of that command center, and that is so many Marines. Is he going to pick up the reactor? I feel like he could have, but no, he's just going to run by. Going to lose 1 muta, almost 2 mutas to those turrets. And is he scouting yet? No, he's still not scouting around with those Zerglings. Just trying to do some harassment work with those mutas, making 28 Zerglings, taking that 4th base as well. So, doing a good job so far, IdrA is, considering 70 to 68 harvesters, checking out that 3rd, and now this is where IdrA's got to be a bit suspicious. He does, oh my god, wow, that was such a big mistake. He's got to be suspicious. That's a lot of Terran units for just 2 bases, and I have a feeling he's going to be sending something around the map to scout out for those hidden bases. That's so many mutas. 25 meters, 67 Marines. Oh my god, you need infestors for that number of Marines. Banelings aren't going to cut it. If the Banelings are on creep, that might do it, but if EGDeMusliM is careful, he should be engaging off of creep. And yeah, here comes that Zergling. IdrA's got to be so damn suspicious right now. There's no 3rd base. Where could it be? He scouted every single location. He scouted every single base, but right here and right here, which the Zergling is going to. Here comes some more mutas. Gonna snipe those turrets before they can complete, and none of those were canceled, so that's a nice pickup for IdrA. And here comes the big Marine ball. As I said before, if there's no infestors, I think just decent Marine micro is gonna screw over any Baneling attempt at this, and the Banelings aren't gonna complete. Oh no, he's losing almost every single one. I wouldn't be surprised if IdrA GG's right now. These Lings just kind of chilling back here. Muta's doing tons of damage right here, trying to cut off some reinforcements, but I don't know what IdrA has. 48 Zerglings, that's it, and 25 Mutas. He needs Banelings. Here come these Banelings. He is on creep, and the tanks are going to get flanked. Oh, this might actually do it. So many Banelings. Oh, it killed almost every single Marine, but there's still, what, 21 of them. That was really cost effective though. Those Banelings did tons of damage, and EGDeMusliM just didn't have the patience to wait for the creep, and as a result, it looks like these Marines might be cleaned up, but they are 2-1 compared to these 1-0 mutas, and IdrA losing so many mutas, and still he scouted every single base but this one, and it's coming close to being mined out, man. Those medevacs going down. EGDeMusliM now has that 4th base up, and still, look at this difference. 1-5-3-2, and yeah, I think he might have actually put a 3rd harvester on there towards the end, but that was so annoying. That'd be so annoying to realize halfway through the game that you'll now he has 4 now he has 4 harvesters on this gas. I understand 4 on this one because that one's further away, but 4 on this one, that's just silly. Damn you, IdrA, you're a crazy bastard. Let's check out the unit count. 45 and 3 and 2 against 20 mutas, 12 Banelings, and 27 Zerglings. But what is he going to do with these? He still hasn't scouted. I don't know why he scouted every base but this one. That's really weird. Maybe EGDeMusliM studied IdrA's scouting patterns. I don't know. But IdrA now moving in. I'm surprised he hasn't started +2 attack. And oh man, EGDeMusliM finishing the 2-2 for his Marines. And you know I like myself some 2-2s. Gotta say, IdrA with his 5th base. Is he getting gas? Yeah, his harvester count's looking great, man. He needs to think about that hive. There's that hive on the way. Transferring some drones to his 5th base. But still, he could be so far ahead in this base. Just if he had one unit, just one unit move up here way earlier in the game, he would have won this game by now. I have the balls to say that he would have won this game by now. Just because he's been cleaning up all of these attacks, even when EGDeMusliM did such a risky economic, almost like an economic all-in, not quite, but very darn close. And here comes another push. Has IdrA had the chance to restock his unit count? 14 Banelings, 31 Zerglings, 25 meters. It gets 80 Marines. almost, well, they are 2-2. They're almost higher, and nice job by IdrA cutting off the reinforcements. Once again, this muted. No, Jimmy! Oh, poor Jimmy. But, okay, now EGDeMuslim's going to try a slower push. He needs to scan, pick off the tumors. He cannot let these banelings engage on creep like they did last time. That was huge for IdrA, and that's really what allowed him to be so damn cost-effective. Oh, he's actually going for the hatchery. No, IdrA, pay attention to your units. Muta's coming in from behind. Oh my god, what's going on, IdrA? You need to send in everything at once. So many Mutas going down. And I don't even know if he has anything left. He's got a few banelings against 62 Marines. That's so many. Down goes that natural hatchery. And still, he is cutting off reinforcements with these Mutas, but that's so many units, man. He's almost got 3 attack. He's pretty close to 3 armor. And here comes a handful of Marines, a large force of 22 Marines with way better upgrades than those Mutas. Yeah, this is probably going to be it for IdrA. Here comes the slow push. There hasn't been a scan yet. Oh, he did unsiege, though. But, oh my gosh, even more Marines despite almost no Marine split whatsoever. It looks like these guys will be enough to finish off the game. Oh, and no GG from IdrA. I bet you he would have GG'd if he scouted this base, because he's probably thinking, wow, Terran are so OP, they can do all this off 2 base and just now getting a 3rd base? Fucking ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. But he didn't scout this. He didn't scout this, and that's really what decided the match. I mean, you saw how close all these battles were when EGDeMusliM was pushing. Just imagine if all those battles were based off 1 less economic base for EGDeMusliM. IdrA would have cleaned them up, no problem. But then again, you could argue that like the first engagement, EGDeMusliM would have had more units because he wouldn't have had to spend all this money on these guys, and it hadn't paid for itself yet. But anyway, that was definitely a... And I just can't imagine IdrA's face when he saw that EGDeMusliM had that extra base on the replay. That poor schmuck.